Hi, I'm Sarah, a stroke survivor and menopausal mum, living by the sea with my family and crazy dog Boo Boo. I've taken on a new project to start living life in my midlife in a healthy and fun way and offer you some inspiration as I go. What a great day for me to speak to you about something that's been on my mind a lot, literally on my mind, and that is brain health and improving brain health, because I am a stroke survivor and I don't want to extend my life necessarily, but I do want to have a great quality of life while I'm alive. And I realise that it's important to actually do things, to pay attention to brain health and to actually take actions to make my health better. It's not just going to be naturally perfect without a little bit of action. So I've been focusing on some things I can do to keep mine healthy, and I thought maybe it might be nice if I shared with you what I'm doing and you may benefit from it too. I certainly feel that I've benefited. So I have had a stroke. It affected the rear of my brain quite significantly. I still have brain damage. Thankfully for me, my brain was able to rewire itself through brain plasticity and other very complicated things. But it means that I'm very aware of it. I'm very aware of what happened. I remember everything that I went through during that time. I couldn't balance. I had to prop myself up with two walls walking down a corridor. I couldn't walk properly. I found it hard to get the right words. I struggled finding the right words. I couldn't remember how to do simple functions like unlocking the door. And I forgot how to spell words. I still struggle with that a lot, and all kinds of other things which actually so many of us really take for granted, and it's only when it goes that it's a shock and we realise that actually maybe we do need to be paying attention to what our brain is doing and the function. So obviously I'm not a doctor, so that's a disclaimer here. Seek medical advice from a doctor. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. So my stroke happened in the cerebellum, and I had all kinds of cognitive function issues. I had memory issues, and over time, thankfully, with lots of techniques, I've been able to come out the other side of it, and I feel now that I function mostly normally. Only someone who knows me very well would know what I still suffer from. But I do really pay attention to trying to keep my brain health up. So I don't ignore it. I don't forget about the fact that it needs to be thought through, and I do take action and steps every day. And so this is how I improve my health, my brain health, and how I can continue to operate at a good level. Given that I have my own business, I've decided to do this as a new project. I've got 2 children, I have a wonderful husband, and all of those things that require thought and action and everything else around them. I need to take time for me, so this is what I do. So one of the biggest things after my stroke that I found had a major impact in a positive way was to do exercise to the point that my face flushed red because my circulation was going so much. So at the time I did gentle jogging, and it really helped. And actually, after about a month of doing that on a regular basis, not every day, maybe every other day, every couple of days, in beautiful weather and beautiful surroundings like this, what's not to love? I actually found that my brain started working more efficiently. I stopped struggling so much, and it really made a big difference. So exercise is key. And I know so many people go, but I don't like exercising. Yeah, walk at fast pace. That's good enough. And do things that make you feel great. So you can do all kinds of activities that are fun and not necessarily exercise, but they give you exercise while you're doing it. Find out what's good for you. I found walking really fast and walking with my dog and jumping in the sea with my family and SUP, stand-up paddleboarding, is stuff that I love, and that's what I do. Also, healthy fats, making sure you have healthy fats in the diet. So I was a typical woman thinking, listening to the news, fat will make you fat, don't eat fat free, and all this kind of stuff. But that's rubbish. Not only will that have a harmful impact on your brain, but it will also have a harmful impact on your waistline. And I found that out quite quickly when mine expanded and ballooned. And thankfully I've managed to sort that out now, and I'm going to be sharing about that in another video. But don't avoid fats. You've got to focus on the right fats. So the right fats obviously are things like fish with omega-3s, nuts, so many good fats in nuts, olive oil, avocado, eggs. The Mediterranean diet basically is something that will really help your brain. I lived in Greece for 2 years and I ate a really good Mediterranean diet, and absolutely agree or believe that it's that kind of lifestyle that I had that really helped me get over my stroke quite quickly. So focus on that. Avoid sugars, because elevated sugar in the blood can really lead to lower cognitive function, and that's not good for anybody, because you'll end up with a bad memory. You won't be able to have a good attention span. We might see this in our children. If we give them too much sugar, their attention span goes. So brain inflammation is something that happens as a result of sugar. There's research out there that proves this, and so that is linked to a change in mood. That's linked to changes in things like depression. And as strokes so often come with post-stroke depression, it's really something that you need to focus on. So if you've got too much sugar in your diet, have a look at that. I know that when I went sugar-free, which I am most of the time, apart from when I go on holiday, I do let my hair down for sure. But when I go sugar-free, it really makes a big difference to me as a whole person, not just my brain, but my whole everything, my aura, my energy levels, my buzz. I get my zest back, and I just wish I could stay sugar-free all the time, but it's so hard not to say yes to that chocolate bar or whatever. We all struggle with that, and I'm no different. But just reducing it can really help, and I definitely found that reducing it for me, reducing the sugar, definitely made a difference. But so does staying really engaged with friends and family and everything else. When you're feeling low, the last thing you want to do is hang out with people and string a sentence together and have conversations. But there is definitely research out there that shows that it's important that you do, because that social interaction, those conversations, doing this even to a video camera, because speaking to social media and people on social media, really important to make those connections in whatever way feels good to you, because that society and that community around you really helps your brain to connect as well, and that improves your brain health. Find your tribe. If you are lonely, find your tribe. What do you love doing that has a tribe around it? Find that tribe and engage with them, interact with them, integrate with them, and that tribe will make you feel better. So one of the things we have in my area, I live by the sea, and we have a wonderful group of women who do cold water swimming in the sea pool. They call themselves the Blue Tits, of course they would. And they are fantastic. Now, lots of women come and join in this group every day. They go cold water swimming, they chat, they have fun. They then build social interactions and social events around that. They have a wonderful time. These are the tribes you need to find. So if you're feeling lonely, then go out there and find them. So this is something that I've done. I definitely feel better for it, and obviously gained new friends as a result. The other thing, and I would say one of the things that's really important, is good quality sleep. This is something that I've definitely lacked in the past. Around my stroke, I had a 2-week-old baby and a 2-year-old, and I just had a stroke. I was not having any sleep. I was desperate. I was absolutely desperate. I cannot tell you how desperate I was. And since then, I've realised how important good quality sleep is, and I really try to aim for 7. It's hard when you're working, you're a working mum. It's really hard to get any more than that, and often I go less than that. But my aim, I suppose, if I had an aim, it would be to get 8 hours. In fact, if I get 8 hours, then I am absolutely loving it. I'm feeling great the next day. But it's not hard, it's not easy rather to do that, because we are all busy people, we have busy lives, and I really get that. But when you can, if you can build routine around getting to bed a bit earlier and sleeping a bit longer, maybe doing something with your family and friends to kind of share burdens, share commitments to allow you to have sleep a little bit more on a couple of days a week, that will really help your brain health. It certainly has helped mine for sure, and it's something I think I would want to build on more as I get older. So it is worth remembering that the brain is the most amazing thing, and use it or lose it. That's what I say. And I know that I've continued to use it by learning new things and remaining curious, to continue to do research from those amazing people who do research programs and find all this information out for us so that we can benefit from it, and like I'm hopefully doing now, share it a little bit, and to, start our own new projects and our own new let me give you an example of one of my projects that I started. So after my stroke, I continued writing a book that I had started before my stroke, and I decided that I was going to finish this book. The reason being because I had some messages in it for my daughters who were too young for me to speak to and for them to understand. So I was thinking of the worst case scenario, that if I actually passed because of my stroke, I wanted them to have these messages about life that were important to me. So I wrote these in my book, and I found, without realising it, I was driven by another reason, which was to pass my messages on to my kids. I realised that the process of me thinking the thought, sending that communication down my arms to my hands where I typed, and then I looked on the screen and I read it back through my eyes, went into my brain, and then the coordination again through my arms to my hands to the keyboard. That whole process, that cycle, really helped me in my recovery from my stroke. And I would say that it accelerated my recovery and made me feel like I leapt forward with how I was actually recovering. And I would, every stroke is different, every bit of brain damage is different, and so I can only speak about myself. But that really helped me. It really helped, and that just might be me, but I do recall reading somewhere about some research where that is a cycle that helps the brain build new pathways for knowledge and coordination and everything else. So I hope that you take something from what I'm sharing and maybe speak to a qualified medical professional, see what's right for you and what will work for you, and then, work hard to get better brain health. As I said, use it or lose it. Don't do that. Don't lose it. Use it. Work on it to help make it healthier, and aim for a better quality of life. Just like I am, this isn't about extending your life. This is about having a wonderful life while you're alive. I hope you found some of this helpful. If you've got any tips, please share them in the comments below. I'm always open to new tips and ideas. Tell me about you as well. And let's help each other out. See you soon. Bye.